WRC Powerslide is a fun and exciting arcade-style racing game. Picture Mario Kart with a really cool rally car twist. It was loads of fun to be driving at high speeds, drifting around each corner, and then suddenly be wiped out by a horn blast or pesky snowstorm. Speaking about drifting and other cool spectacles, the game itself looks great. Whether racing in a snowy mountainside or a Mexican desert, the environments are crisp and offer a great visual in the midst of intense competition. Not only were the visuals great in the landscapes, but the cars looked awesome as well. While bobbing in and out of the shadows, the cars reflect light in a way that really gives them form. Crashing into one another causes bumpers to go flying, windows to crack, and a trail of car parts litter the ground as you continue to trudge through. Coupling this with the awesome physics engine made for a joy in itself, as each moment looked really cool with clouds of dust and splashes of water pluming from your rear tires. The only things that didn't look really cool were the power-ups. The snowstorm looked kinda like a floating cotton ball with little styrofoam bits sprinkling down. The shield kinda just glowed as a red sphere around you without much wow factor. And the smokescreen was this massive cloud blotching out the screen that I just couldn't see shit through. This power-up even screwed me up when I myself used it. If I was inching along through a series of curves, the cloud blocked all perception of what was in front of me, causing me to, at many times, just cruise off a cliff. The power-ups were cool, but honestly, for the most part, they were useless to the opponents. And more often than not, I desired getting a shield just to ignore them. The real downside was that if I wanted to turn off the power-ups, I had to turn off the collision as well, which was a pretty big letdown because I really wanted to enjoy all the mayhem of the race without worrying about whether or not I was going to get my shit slapped in by some asshole in last place with a lightning bolt. The other big issue was the AI themselves. They weren't stupid or uncompetitive, but as the game went on, rather than just speed up and handle greater, the mechanics themselves changed. For the first few circuits, the AI handled much like you, and if you got into a wreck with them, they would bowl over just as easily. However, as races went on, the AI somehow gained more and more mass, to which it was like running into a wall when I hit them, and I would get spun out or bowled over whenever they decided to push themselves around me. I know this is pretty common with racers, but it was a shame when everything else in this game worked so well. As for the sound, it was a mixed bag, really. At times there was authentic screeches of tires and gravel crumbling as you trailed over, but compared to the little popping noises and generic swishes and hums of the power-ups, if anything, the power-ups were the weak link here. I feel that there should have been more, or at least a way to turn them off. Other than that, the engine noises weren't great, but they weren't bad either. I really can't complain about that. They got the job done. The controls are great too, as long as you're using a controller, that is. I can't stress the use of a controller enough. There's an option to use a keyboard, but the keys are super cramped with no option to change the key bindings. Seriously, you'll get carpal tunnel up the ass playing on the keyboard. Improbable as that may sound, since carpal tunnel usually forms in the wrist, believe me, you don't want to play using a keyboard. Aside from those negative points though, this game is seriously great fun. It comes at a decent price as well. If you like racing games, then you'll like this one. And if you don't like racing games, well, you'll probably still like this game. It was seriously a lot of fun, and although I didn't get a chance to play the multiplayer since the servers weren't populated, the game has good replayability with the ability to increase difficulty and try to get faster lap times. For more game-related videos and reviews, check out the Overshield channel on YouTube and hit the subscribe button. I'm Connor Amaya, and thank you for watching my review of WRC Powerslide.